Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Reviews. Today I am reviewing the recently released movie A Quiet Place Day 1, starring Lupita Nyong'o as Sam, starring as well as Joseph Quinn as Eric, and as well reprising his role as Henry from the second movie A Quiet Place, Part 2. We have Damon Hanu. And yeah, so basically this movie, it is the third movie of, the Quiet Place franchise, which was created by John Krasinski. Although it basically takes place, this is technically a prequel film. It takes place on the day of when the whole thing started, when the, deadly creatures that can't see but they can hear really well. This is when they fall to Earth in New York City. And it really doesn't have any of the characters from the first two movies in it, so basically the Abbott family, they're not in it. So it basically starts off with Sam, Lupita's character. She is a former poet who is terminally ill with cancer that lives in hospice with her cat Frodo. And her and many of the other patients, they go into the city to watch a show. And then the creatures, they come down and they attack. And as we all know, they need to be quiet in order to survive and in order to try to get out. They hide in the showroom while the creatures go out, and where Sam, she quickly learns the rules of this new world where they have to be silent in order to stay alive. And as all this is happening, the military in helicopters, they are signaling to people to stay quiet and as well to wait for further instructions. And soon the power goes out, and as anyone in cities know, you guys have automatic generators which make a lot of noise, so they have to shut down the generators because that will attract the creatures. So once this all happens, they're able to shut down the generator for the place that they're in, but as a result, one of the people, I think one of the nurses that was with Sam, dies. And many of the people freak out, and that also attracts the creatures. So Sam, she takes Frodo, and she begins to make her way to basically the whole reason why she wanted to go into the city is because she wants to go and get pizza from a special place called Patsy's in New York. And that's also where, when she was younger, her father used to perform. So she wants to go back and get a slice of pizza. And as well, to her, I mean, the apocalypse, despite the apocalyptic setting that she's in right now, in her mind, she's dying anyway, so she just figured, in her mind, despite the dangers, getting that slice of pizza is more important. So she goes on her own and tries to make her way north to Harlem to get to where she wants to go. And in the process, she hears over loudspeakers from the military that as we found out in the second movie, the creatures, they can't swim. So the military tells everyone to gather at the docks and to board boats. So this causes pretty much everyone that's still alive in the city to make their way down to the docks, and all the noise attracts the creatures. And Sam and Frodo, they are trying to go the opposite way. The creatures attack and stampede, which this is something that we actually have never seen before. The creatures just in mass numbers, stampeding and, killing people. As well, during this whole chaos, this is where we meet Eric, Joseph Quinn's character, who is an English law student. He, in shock, follows Sam, even though she keeps telling him to go down to the docks to get out of here. But he keeps following her anyway. Then they keep going north and run into creatures and other things. Eventually, they do make it to Harlem, to the place where Sam's now dead father used to perform for when she was a young girl. They get pizza and they have a fun time together. And then they, off in the distance, they see boats with people, like people leaving the island. They attempt to reach it. Sam, she gives her jacket and Frodo to, and her cat Frodo to Eric. She throws rocks at car windows, in order to make noise to get the creatures away from them. And Eric and Frodo, they make it to the boat, and where they pulled up by Henry, Damon Hanzu's character, which basically this movie is basically kind of like his story for how we got to the island, where we saw him in the last movie. And where Sam, she kind of just resigns herself to being stuck there on Manhattan. And when Eric gets onto the boat, he reads a note that Sam left for him in her jacket, telling her and thanking her for what he did for her, to give her a good day, and also to make sure she takes care of Frodo. And as well, she just remains in New York. She's listening to music, and she attracts a creature, and then the movie ends. So yeah, all in all, this movie, we've seen this, we've seen 2 of these movies so far. It's just we don't really have the same characters. All in all, I like both characters. They both played their characters very well. It's just this movie, I don't usually like prequels, and as well as just this movie, it was okay. It was interesting to see from a different perspective, like this situation, just seeing these creatures just in a giant city. Because so far in both the earlier movies, we've seen them we've seen a few creatures, just not not really in densely populated areas. And also just seeing this apocalypse from different people's perspectives, that was also good. It's just, I guess the other 2 movies, they kind of really made us like like John Krasinski's characters, Emily Blunt, and the kids' characters. So it just felt weird not to see them, at least in my opinion. But overall, it's I guess overall that won't really affect your experience if you're watching this. So anyway, overall, this movie, it's not bad. It's personally my least favorite of this trilogy, but overall, it's not a bad movie. I'm gonna give this movie a solid B. If you're into the first 2 Quiet Place movies, you might like this one, you might not. And yeah. So anyway, guys, let's get into the next movie that we're watching. I'll give you a hint. We're finally getting back into an MCU movie. It's been a while, and well, it's gonna be quite an interesting movie. Here's the trailer.
Don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
So yeah, we're finally watching Deadpool and Wolverine. We're gonna see how Deadpool messes up the MCU multiverse. I'm very excited to see it. We'll get to see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in the MCU. Anyway, if y'all like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.
It's over.